Hey Exiles, GhazzyTV here with another Path of Exile video. Today I wanted to show the newer players some amazing tools that myself and most Exiles are using on a daily basis when we play Path of Exile. Now a quick note on today's video that there won't be any gameplay, but rather purely going through tools you might already know, but we're going to include one brand new tool that was introduced to the game just yesterday that I believe most of you can utilize very well in your adventures, so stay tuned for that one. And before we start off, I just want to tell you guys that 80% of the viewers watching my videos are actually not subscribed. So I'm just going to tell you that you should subscribe or you will never drop another Exalted Orb. Ever. Now with that out of the way, let's just dive into it. Trading. Now trading is a big part of expanding your pockets in the game. Now however, most if not all players are already aware of tools such as poe.trade or pathofexile.com/trade, so when it comes to actually using trade websites, that's already covered for most people. Now the first tip with trading I have for you is actually to utilize the tool poe.ninja. They have an economy tab where you can easily see the value of currency orbs, unique items, and many other items in the game to quickly get a glance of what type of currency you can freely throw around as you see fit, and which currency orbs you want to be a bit more careful with so you can get the most out of them. Now the easiest way to check the value of currency orb, for example, is to glance at the list and see how the most expensive item in the mirror is the Mirror of Calandra, and how the most cheap item is the Scroll of Wisdom, being the lowest of these currency orbs. And this can be very well utilized when it comes to the value of currency orbs in general, how they fluctuate during leagues. So every time you find items that are something that you don't know, or if you don't know if you're going to sell it or going to use it, this would be a good hint for you to help you navigate and in your decision making if you're going to use it or sell it. poelab. Now poelab.com is one of the most commonly known sites in the community, and for good reason. As you progress to 10 acts of raid class, you will encounter labyrinth trials that you need to solve to gain access to the big labyrinth that you find in Act 3. Now this is something you will actually be doing 3 times between Act 1 and 10, and then one more time in the end game once you find the hidden trials in maps. Now these labyrinths can be dangerous, but most importantly annoying if you don't know which direction to go to reach the boss the smoothest and fastest way. Now this is where poelab.com comes in and has you covered thanks to the daily work put in by Suit Size Small, a streamer who's working with the website to consistently provide the daily resetted layout and gives the entire community the information on the fastest way to get there from start to finish in all of the labyrinths that you'll encounter. poedb mods. Now poedb can be a very tricky website to navigate, so I'll be mainly focusing on the mod section of it. Basically this is the entire base of data mined information from Path of Exile. This is how most of us crafters are able to navigate and tell which type of items you'll need to craft certain modifiers on. Since we are currently going through the Harvest League that is mainly focusing on actual crafting, this website will be your light in the dark. It will help you tell which modifiers a certain craft will remove, which modifiers a craft from Harvest is able to apply to items you're working on. Now in the descriptions below I also have a link to my craft guide series that provides even more information on how to craft, as well as what to craft for things like upgrades for certain builds, as well as for the sake of profiting currency. Now learning to use poedb mods can be a bit daunting, however it is something that I would strongly argue for being well worth the time investment. Craftoexile. Now craftoexile.com is yet another crafting focused website similar to poedb mods page. This can be utilized to help navigate which mods are what, and the difference with this website is that it allows you to also generate average outcomes to basically simulate the type of crafts you're looking for, of how much it would cost to craft certain items, as well as help you decipher which type of fossils, for example, that you want to use for something, and then also be able to tell you which one would cost the most to actually craft with, and which one would have the highest probability of hitting the mods that you so desire. And since crafting endgame items is very easily accessible in the current league, I won't be going too deep into this specific website as it is mostly used for endgame craft items, but can be well utilized for cheaper crafts as well, which is why I personally prefer poedb mods, especially during the current league. Knowing it exists though and checking it out, it is strongly recommended for future leagues. PoE Party. Now finally we reached a brand new tool that was introduced to the community just yesterday. I have personally been very annoyed with the nuisance it is to find other people to play with, such as support characters in the form of curse bots or aura bots, as well as promoting services such as selling benchcrafts or even boss services, has only really been able to be done via the in-game public party system. And that is a horrific experience. Or by simply promoting it as on your live stream if you're a content creator, which makes it a lot easier for people like myself. However, for everyone else, this is more annoying than ever, and even me as a content creator feels that this is something that needs improving. This new website makes all of this so much easier by simply being able to list your services, which are all easily searchable for any buyers or if you're looking for sellers. And before making this video, I did have some concerns since it's a brand new website, so I sent them an email and asking them quite a few questions. And one of the most important questions I had was how they intend to prevent scammers, which is something the Path of Exile forums is completely neglecting, as posting something negative in the PoE forums results in a negative feedback post to be removed. This allows for scammers to freely thrive, and however, PoE Party responded with a very good way to counteract this procedure. They have a very straightforward system to prevent this, which is basically allowing an account to only vouch for a service once per thread, as well as requiring that account to have a minimum level of a character in their account to be able to vote in the first place, to prevent from bots to create new accounts and basically upvote their own thread with fake votes, which is no longer possible. So with that information, I started fiddling with the website, and so far I am personally very pleased and have started using it for my own service threads. And basically what you do if you want to sell a service is to create one thread per type of service, which is such as one for boss killing, one for benchcraft services, and perhaps you're looking for an aura bot, so you make one thread for that. Or if you're group, and you can set that up so that aura bot players can contact you. And this makes it all super messy in the in-game public party system completely dismissible. And you can find anything you want directly via this website, making it such a smooth way to find other people to play with, as well as selling and purchasing crafts and services. So if you're someone who wants to find other people to play with, or have a proper way to find someone to do a certain craft or boss services, or anything in between, this website will have you covered entirely. Now, I'm afraid this is the end of the video, and I hope at least some of you guys have use of these tips provided. And hitting that like button as well as subscribing to the channel would mean a lot, as it helps me get my YouTube algorithm better in check for the video. Until next time, boys, as always, stay safe and keep rocking.